Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Uctv News. I am Sande Gloria Borch. The Electoral Commission of Uganda has announced plans to conduct a general update of the National Voters Register in preparation for the 2025-2026 general elections. Julius Muchunguzi, the Commission's head of communications, urged members of the public to update their voter information to ensure smooth electoral operations when the time comes. Speaking to the Uganda Catholic Television, Muchunguzi emphasized the importance of active public participation in this exercise.
As we speak today, there is training of trainers in the various 12 regions of the electoral map. There is also training of the new staff that we have appointed, 12,000 of them that are going to be at parishes and sub-counties to make sure that they know their responsibilities in this electoral process, because the Commission strongly believes that a clean, credible, transparent, free and fair election is a responsibility of all the key stakeholders, particularly those that are involved directly. The Commission released the roadmap for the 2025-2026 general election that outlines when, what will be done when, at what point and how. According to the roadmap, no nomination of any candidate has happened. At the moment, the Commission does not have or know any candidate for any elective position at any level. Those who are doing so in the Nyekundide way. You know, Chair Galide, we present a budget. The budget is discussed. As we speak today, the Commission has received the necessary resources to undertake activities within this financial year, and there is a budget for next financial year that is also available to the government. So far as we speak, is it enough? We could want more because there are some underfunded activities like voter education, but the Commission is determined to use whatever resources it has. The huge amounts that go into the elections that are not regulated is a concern, and the Commission has been very consistent in saying that this is perhaps an area that requires a reform. And we heard that a campaign finance law would be mooted at some point. We hope in the future that would be done. But we need discipline in the use of money in elections. But also for the voters. For the voters, we ask them not to expect and demand money of all forms, school fees, burial, weddings, and once they come out and register on the voters register from 20th of January, let them not say now we have finished. Let them follow up their vote in the register and turn up when the time comes. So we would like to do much more civic awareness and sensitization to ensure that young people especially turn up to vote. Because when you don't vote, then you actually have no right to complain.
Now, in a bid to foster moral values and nurture innovative future leaders in Uganda, the Global Peace Foundation, in collaboration with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, is set to launch an education transformation blueprint aimed at instilling integrity, moral values and innovative principles among learners. Speaking during a joint media briefing at the Uganda Media Center this afternoon, Dr. Tony Divine, the International Vice President of the Global Peace Foundation, emphasizes that Uganda's predominantly youthful population spends much of their time in schools, highlighting the need to leverage the education system to groom morally upright and innovative future generation.
The prevalence of moral decadence, corruption and criminality has always been attributed to lack of substantial moral values and ethical responsibilities among the perpetrators. Yet as we advance to a more civilized and digital society, there is a subtle decline in moral values among young people who dismiss them as unnecessary, primitive and traditional beliefs. Cognizant of the fact that majority of Uganda's population is young people who spend much of their early years in education institutions, Dr. Tony Divine, the International Vice President of Global Peace Foundation, highlights on the need to leverage education system in the attempt to restore morals, integrity, and honesty among learners.
So in order for Uganda to reach its aspirations to be an amazing economy here. It's the pearl of Africa. It's the birth of this continent here, the world actually. We need to invest in a brand new way into our number one asset, our young people. And most young people, they spend the vast majority of their time either in school or with their families. And it is really essential that educators and parents invest to shape the future of these young people and set them up to live meaningful, purposeful, fulfilling lives, right? And to be able to create and build great families as well.
It's against this background that the Global Peace Foundation has embarked on transforming Uganda's education system by incorporating moral principles into the curriculum. The goal is to produce a future generation that is honest, innovative, and morally upright.
More degrees, more. What are you talking about? More churches, more schools, more corruption. What are you talking about? Chichi kyogezako kulaga gwa craft geryenjigirize byensi. Bugago bungi gold, diamond, siliki, but more poverty. What are you talking about? Today we have the transforming education, an essential blueprint for national transformation roadmap is going to be launched at the workshop from 15th to 17th.
From the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Ismail Chibedi, the National Guidance Officer, argues that this initiative will offer substantial redress to prevalent cases of corruption and criminality in the society.
As the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, we are anticipating that if we have national values, a set of national values, we shall live a corrupt-free society, we shall live harmoniously. You know, Uganda has very many cultures, but these national values are aimed at bringing together those cultures. We are looking at societal values, we are looking at tribal values, we are looking at the constitution itself, and then we shall have a set, a few, either 4 or 5, that bring us together as a nation.
The soon-to-be-launched Education Transformation Blueprint also anticipates to foster peace building and breed virtuous citizens, strengthening family-to-education relationships, cultivating a lifelong character and holistic growth, among others. Joseph Kabale, UCTV News.
The leader of opposition in Parliament, Joel Senyonyi, has criticized Parliament for allegedly sidelining the relatives and friends of the late Kawempe North Member of Parliament, Muhammad Sejirinya, during his funeral arrangements. Parliament had appointed Commissioner Matthias Impuga to lead funeral services at Abutale Stadium in Kadugala, Masaka District, despite Sejirinya's family organizing a separate ceremony at his father's house. Senyonyi, speaking after marking a year as leader of opposition in Parliament, argued that the government should have prioritized consultations with the family to avoid divisions and show genuine concern for the deceased. Reflecting on his tenure, Senyonyi acknowledged encountering numerous challenges from both the government and opposition camps.
Honorable Segirinya Muhammad was a member of Parliament belonging to the National Unity Platform and, for that matter, the opposition in Parliament. I was his leader. I have been his leader in Parliament. Now, again, we need to apply wisdom. Yeah? When you're to give a decent send-off to a member of Parliament, what is befitting to them, why do you put in place a one-man committee? Why? If really you want to respect, especially the wishes of the deceased person, bring the other stakeholders on board. As leader of the opposition, who was leading Honorable Segirinya, I was not involved anywhere. Why? The party which he belonged to and loved very much, and he made certain declarations even before he died, how he wanted his party involved, his party president, and so on. Why not adopt another leader, either from the secretariat or within the ranks of NUP, to be part of the organizing committee? Why? His family was also left out. They were just being given orders. And that's why you saw they were also divided. At the burial, some were saying, let's go the other side. Others were saying, let's respect the wishes of Honorable Segirinya as a family, let's stay here. So even the family was divided because you've not brought them on board. That's the mistake that was made. And it was deliberate, I think. So if you want to respect a person like Honorable Segirinya, respect his family, respect his party which he loved, respect the side he belonged to in the opposition. But when you decide to put in place a one-man committee, disregarding all the other critical stakeholders, you have a problem. You have not applied wisdom, in my view. And that's why I'm saying it was deliberate to do that. Because you see, I normally see people who say they have so much wisdom that supersedes the wisdom of other people. I have seen some people who have said there are some politicians who need so many years to get to the wisdom that I have. Okay, you show the public that you are wise. Because any smart politician, really, any smart politician, you apply that wisdom. So I think that's the problem that happened from the word go. Again, tying that in with somebody said the family of Honorable Segirinya has declared that they are endorsing somebody, and they are saying NUP should give the flag of the party to that person. As a party, we are going to follow our processes. The same processes we followed to eventually get Honorable Segirinya to be our flag bearer are the processes that we are going to follow.
This is UCTV News. It's time now for Today in History. And with that wraps up our Tuesday edition of UCTV News. I'm Sunday Gloria of Watch, wishing you a very good evening and a good night.